It is late. I never. We not gonna sit down the look. Make them come pull our girls. Everybody, we rise up. We no fighting, we just up. No be so. No be so. We gonna share every day. People just a show. So family was wiped by Fulanis. So Jacqueline boy used to call them terrorists. We touch them the canoe, you go cause war. We touch it on the bow, you go cause war. Makana Brugo no Nanga Wanelua. And I will find for another. It's not the time we go change for them. Change for them, tell them we know this. When you go pull your book, they might not say, I buy your book. Igbo people have been marginalized. IPOBs have been brutalized. We not go sit down there.
Purchase your tracks today.
Make them come kill all of us. We not go sit down there, look. If they come take our life, we not go sit down there, look. Make them stop the house like us. We not go sit down there, look. Make them come rape all our girls.
Purchase your tracks today.
Instead of up, they take us down. Instead of right, they take us left. Buru the change. They promise to change, but we no see the change. Why you not let TV Africa? Are you not tired of killing them? There's not the time we go tender for them. Tender for them, tell them we don't be zombie. We no go sit down there, look. Make them go kill all of us. We no go sit down there, look. Make them go take our wallet. We no go sit down there, look. Make them stop the house like us. We no go sit down there, look. Make them go rape all our girls.
Hello, fellow Biafrans. Welcome back. Good afternoon. You're welcome to this afternoon program. It's 10 minutes past the hour, and today is 2nd of August 2021. My name is IKEM Patrick DYKE, and we are here to discuss the suspension. We continue to deliberate on the issue of the suspension of the citadel and the need for us to align ourselves with the directive as given by our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's important that Biafrans understand that our leader have given an order. And someone sent me a video, by the way, and I'll be addressing that video, where he said that our leader, that the Directorate of State is not supposed to be listening to our leader, being the fact that our leader is the hand of the enemy, and he cannot be giving order looking at the circumstances surrounding his detention. So I'm going to look at all that, and I'll be discussing that with my brother Mazi Solomon Peter, who is also here in the studio with me. Mazi Solomon, you're welcome to the program. Good afternoon from Veneto, Italy.
Thank you so much, Mazi Pat. My name is Peter Solomon. Yeah, it's a wonderful time that you bring me into this very program. I greet Biafran all over the world. lovers of freedom, and all the friends of Biafrans all over the world. I bring greeting to you, lovers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, haters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I bring greeting to all of you and everyone that is laboring and making sacrifice and suffering to ensure that Biafran is restored. Respect. I bring greeting to all of you. Thank you so much. I believe that this very conversations is going to make sense this evening. We are doing all we can, everything under our reach, and we are also appreciating people who are also making offering or doing things on their own end to ensure that we move forward from here. So I also appreciate all of them. And I believe that our discussion this evening will make sense to some people. And that is very, very important. Thank you, Mazi Pat. And I will be here to answer any questions that you might be throwing at me this evening, or any point you might be calling me to lend my own voice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mazi Solomon. In fact, somebody dropped a private message, a private video for me, telling me that at this point we are not supposed to be taking order from the leader of IB, considering the fact that he is under detention, that he wouldn't be in a better position to give orders that will fall in line with the struggle, that he can be under pressure, that he can be under duress. And Mazi Solomon, did you have any response for such?
Okay, for clarification, everybody must understand at this very point that initially our leader was detained, and they actually disconnected him from communicating to the people, to Biafrans, and to IPOP. So, but at this very point, before the order of suspension came, before the order of suspension came, Mazi has already established communications with the team of his lawyers, and these are the rights of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that we are fighting for, to make sure that every right that he's supposed to be enjoying now, presently, that is made available to him. So, and one of the right is access to his lead team, access to his legal team. So, and he gained that very access. And the legal team from the first time, we see how they move in, and they come and they tell us everything they saw. And yeah, and they keep going and they keep communicating with our leader. And our leader has IPOP in mind. Nobody can take away IPOP from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For a matter of fact, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows what IPOP should be in the next 10 years or in the next 5 years. He has details about IPOP in his heart. He's loaded with everything about IPOP. He has every detail under his disposal. So that is number one. Then number two is that we must also agree that the expectation of Nigerian government as of this very time is that the expectation is to see a situation where IPOP is being dissolved, or where people doesn't accept anymore, because that's what they're expecting, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu seems not to be in control anymore, where people detached from him, and where he can be left alone, so that the presidency, the Fulani government as of this time, who's actually was the one that sponsored the the kidnap of our leader, so that they can have time to deal with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as they wish, and nobody comes to ask for him and nobody talks for him. So they want to see a situation where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no more in control of what happened, that is no more in control, that people don't listen to him, that people don't take order from him. This is a highly expectation of Nigerian government, that when Nnamdi Kanu will say things, people will do otherwise. So that is their expectation. That is the expectation, and for that very reason, we insist that we insist in taking order from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remain the leader, the highest office in IPOP movement. Then another thing about person who is actually saying Mazi is supposed not to be giving us order from the prison. This secret, so many times, even if you hear DOS, they are trying to keep quiet for some extent, is just because the more you come to the media, the more you will be forced to actually say things that should be kept as secret. I've learned this very lesson. Mazi Pat that is here knows me very well. There is a lot of things I know. Then he knows I don't like media. I don't like coming for media. I prefer working on the ground, and I prefer doing things that will give results, that will make people in the media to be discussing. But he keeps pushing me all the time. So now, if you are coming to media often, you will be forced to say things that you don't need to say. But just for the interest of our people in this very program, I want them to understand that IPOP communications has code. They must know. DOS, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speak or give them order, there is already laid down code that there is nobody that code could come from him. Everybody in IPOP, even Clifford Iruanya that has left IPOP, you had one of his interviews said him and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a code. Anytime code of communication. So we are not doing things. Things are not happening in IPOP like in ordinary world. There is code that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say the word, that code will accompany that word. And when that code accompany that word, DOS don't need to doubt if this is coming from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or not.
There is still something I want to ask, because I knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave the order for the suspension of Sitatum 4 good times before the DOS now accepted it. Within that 4 good time of continuous trying to reject that order, was it a way to accept the mental capability of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Looking at the fact that maybe, DOS was suspected that maybe he might be under pressure, that he might be under kind of, that 4-time order before DOS, was it a way to ascertain the mental of our leader?
Okay, I have to correct a statement here. You said when they are rejecting the order, there was no rejection of order from DOS, from our leader. Rather, DOS, in the absence of our leader, deliberated.
Wait, Mazi, or do I use the word evaluation? The word evaluation.
Yes, but I want you to remember that the order of suspension came after DOS has deliberated, and they agreed, because it is under their responsibility to deliberate on the measure that they will use to put pressure to the Fulanis who are holding our leader, for the Fulani gangsters in the presidency that are holding our leader illegally. So it's under their responsibility to deliberate and come up with an idea in which they are going to use to put pressure on that evil government. So the deliberation has been done according to what is available to us, both in the media. They made the deliberation. They came up with that idea. It is after they have deliberated and decide and they seal final that we are going this way that the suspension order came. That Mazi said they should hold on. So things has already been set at motion at that very moment. It's not that Mazi give order that there will be no seat of home and the DOS non-deliberate and they counter the order. No, the DOS has already deliberated and things were already set on motion. Now, I wanted you to give you an example like aircraft. When aircraft want to take off, the moment aircraft take off, set on a motion, for that aircraft again to, if there is anything that needed to be picked up or if there any need for that aircraft to come out, he must finish that ascending that particular stage.
That particular stage.
That very particular stage that have already set at motion. That is what happened with the DOS. Okay, that's what happened with the DOS. And again, at that very particular time, Kanonta took a step to say, our leader say, we should suspend these things. Now, it is not in the position of Kanonta to announce it. And that is the mistake so many people are making. When you go ahead to do what is in the responsibility of the leadership, no matter how nice you said it, the leadership will not accept because it is not in your position to say it. It's a kind of look down on leadership. So that is what exactly that happened in the order of our leader. Not that DOS did not get it from the first place, but the whole thing has already been set on a motion. And the DOS, they are ready to take any measure at that time. Even the public that are claiming that they are angry today, they are not as angry as DOS. But onye na-ekiri ekiri ada adị mma ikpe aja. Onye na-ekiri ekiri ada adị mma ikpe aja. DOS in their own position are ready to take higher measure than sitting at home on Monday. So they did not disobey the order of our leader. They have deliberated. They come up with the idea. They announce it, and before the message of our leader come to suspend it. But everything has already been on a motion at that very moment. So they now try to, negotiate with our leader to be able to make our leader understand how willing our people are to take measures. So they use that period to see if they can convince our leader. There is no disobedience here. They just see if they can be able to convince our leader that we are ready to take this very measure. But at the moment when they could not be able to succeed and our leader insists on the suspension, then they submit to command and control. But within them, they are still ever willing to take any high measure against Nigerian government, against the government of the Fulanis. And that is the miscommunication people lack between DOS and the public, because people are looking at DOS as people who are not ready to take measures, while DOS are worse than the public in the measure that they want to take. But our leader has insisted. And that will bring me to a point, to sharing a point here with people. Our leader has Biafran in heart. Our leader has been leading this very movement for quite a long time now. We have not seen him misleading us. Remember that there was a time when the terrorist army of Nigeria, they begin to hunt IPOP families, meetings, and all that. It's the same this our leader who knows how important our house meetings, our unit meeting in Biafran land are. But for the maximum security, for the maximum safety of Biafran, he suspend every meeting in Biafran land in order to put our people into safety. Have we forgotten? Is still the same, the same our leader who sees the crisis, argument, and even to the extent that Biafrans are dealing with themselves in the London, is that London or
London IPOB? Yeah.
London IPOP. Is still this our leader who give instant suspension of every unit in London. These measures are always reflected in the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in IPOP. Once ever our life is concerned, he will put a very big measure, because it is our people that are dying. And that will also bring me to make a point here, that anything like all these people who are jumping in the Facebook, they are agitating for Biafra, they are making, and they are not being guided by the principle that are being laid down in IPOP.
None of these people championing sit home now that are insisting, none of them are in IPOB. Listen. Even listen, Mazi, allow me to finish. Even as I'm speaking with you, I'm carrying out profiling of people who are insisting that you cannot see anything Biafra on their Facebook page. You cannot see anything that related to the Biafra on their Facebook page. I have checked Citizen Frank Machel. There's nothing like Biafra. No insane. Nothing like Biafra. I have checked Vera Annie. There is Vera Annie who have been abusing people here, saying that must continue. None of these people are even shown in the activities online. They are even part of the struggle. So why they have become so passionate in going against the order, as if they love Mazi Nnamdi more, but they have never been participating in activities before. Mazi, go ahead.
Yeah. What I wanted to say, that you have already cleared the point, but what I wanted to point out again there is that there is some weak links of IPOP family members who actually are a bit confused, that need further clarifications. There is people who have genuine concern for the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is people who has genuine concern that are member of IPOP. But it's still our duty to be able to do some certain clarifications that will encourage them. Remember, Jesus said to Peter, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. There is people that we know that the issue that what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu throw them into an emotion, and they have not recovered. There's people he threw into a trauma. They have not recovered. So I want to make this very point very quickly. We must understand that the people who knows who they are fighting with, are IPOB. Apart from IPOP, I don't see any other group that is fighting for restoration of Biafra that knows the people they are fighting for, they are fighting with. The people we are fighting with are well-equipped, armed organization. Well-equipped, armed organization. And to some extent, at this moment, They are in control of so many territories that belongs to us. Our people are mostly vulnerable. We must understand. And the IPOP know it very, very well. So for knowing that these are the well-armed organization, well-armed, they are armed to teeth. IPOP understanding this, the nature of these people we are fighting with, they are always put on tactics on a way to follow matters, on a way to follow issues, because our people are vulnerable. They are vulnerable to this, to the circumstances in Nigeria, to the circumstances in Biafran land. So Biafra, Mazi understood it very well. If not because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu understand it very well, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would have caused anarchy. Before now, he would have caused anarchy in the entire Biafran land. But he understood how vulnerable our people are. And that is why some certain measures are being put in place. Some certain things are being considered. When they begin to pick up our people, they begin to pick up our people in all over Biafran land, including what happened in Obibo. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came and they suspend all gathering, any kind of gathering, and he gave order that any coordinator who forced Biafran to gather anywhere should be suspended instantly. Why? It's because number one thing that runs in the mind of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even as we are going through this very dangerous struggle, where our people are the most vulnerable people, vulnerable in that situation. What comes to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first is the safety of our people as we go through this very struggle. And that is the thing that people used to accuse him most, that he doesn't care about our people, because these mischief makers that are roaming around the Facebook today, that is the job they do. Even though they know you care much, even though they know you love more, but they will always come with an accusation. You don't care about the life of our people. You don't care about our people dying. You don't care about it. You don't care about that. But that is number one thing that runs in the mindset of the leadership of IPOP. The safety of our people.
Solomon, allow me to come in here, please, briefly. What are the things that inform the decision of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Is it possibly because he has thought that sitting at home every Monday could, have if kind of might be too big a sacrifice for people to make for him?
Okay. For now, we have nothing. We have no one particular thing that we could hold hand and say, this is the reason why Mazi said suspend the sit at home. Because why I say there is no one thing is because there is so many things that could lead to it. The fact is that there is legal process that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through now. There is a legal process that we will not like to sabotage, that will not be good to be sabotaged. Number one. Now, the safety of our people, again, in the whole issue of sit at home, is another thing that need to be considered. I'm not in the mind of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I believe that he is my leader and his order is final. But I'm just trying to rub mind here that so many things can lead to it. Secondly, again, another thing is that Mazi is the one in the midst of the enemies. Mazi is intelligent. And don't you think that every person working in that DSS dungeon is against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? It's not possible. Everybody in that DSS dungeon is not Fulani herdsmen. Our people should take note that everybody there is not Fulani herdsmen. Everybody there is not in support of Buhari keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in that very place. Everybody there is not in support. So we must bear it in mind. There must be some certain intelligence that is being shared with our leader, which will not be made public, or else you will sabotage whatever thing that intelligence was sent to protect or to defend. So he is the one who is involved. And remember his word. His word did not say, rule out the issue of sit at home. He said, suspend it, and I will tell you when to activate it. That is the word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being communicated to us by DOS and his legal team, that he will be the one to tell us when to activate that anger, when to invest that anger on Nigeria. So it's very, very important that so many factors might have contributed to Mazi saying, suspend sit at home now. I will tell you when to activate it. So people must understand that is not everything it's not everything.
So Mazi should start giving you reason why he said you should suspend the sit at home.
So now is not the time for him to explain more.
I think we are having network issues, challenges here.
Yeah, but I think myself I'm on and the people are hearing me.
Yeah, go ahead, Mazi.
This is not the time to begin to substantiate the issue, the reason why our leader suspend sit at home. This is the time to use the valuable tools that our leader has taught us over 9 years that he has been leading this movement. And that valuable tool he left with us is command and control. And he told us that with discipline and consistency, we will always win our case. So no matter how angry and emotional we are to lash on Nigeria, to batch on them, we must remember that these people, they are armed, and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has already armed us with command and control. We are armed with command and control. So we will use our strength. And when we fail to use our strength, they might take advantage of us and we become vulnerable. So it's very, very important that this sit at home that we are trying to say to everybody today, follow command and control, might come to a point where Mazi will say, activate it, and we will sit at home, and we will sit at home. But it's very, very important.
There is this Mazi, there is this adage our people used to say. I will speak it in our dialect. In our own dialect, you know, so the music itself is coming. So we should reserve our energy for the dance. Mazi Solomon.
That's exactly what is happening. And that is what our people need to understand. There might be many reasons that lead to this, which might not be available to everybody today. Available to everybody. So what we are holding our hands on now is command and control. Mazi said, stop, we stop. He said, when he will tell us when to activate it. Nobody has disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, including DOS. I've explained what happened with the DOS. They deliberated, they come with the decision. Things were set on emotion before the message of our leader come. And that is why they do everything to make sure that things that were set on emotion was accomplished at that time. But Mazi persists that we should suspend it. And that is why DOS has to go to that extent. But it's out of their wish. They are more angrier than you. You that is abusing. Hey, DOS, hey, DOS. If you are in a position of DOS, you will not even wait for command. You will set Aso Rock on fire. If you are to be given the heart of DOS, the members of DOS, there will be nothing like Imo State. There will be nothing like Imo State. You even heard the member of DOS saying that ESN will enforce this. Meaning that they are ready to release anything Hajibiri. They are ready. They are even ready to start civil war with Nigeria. But all that come from our leader. Say, don't go that way. Suspend it. And we have to follow chain of command. No deal, no deal. If there is any people who will come to say, Anyaga Ekwe, it should be DOS. It should be DOS. Because everything was on them. They should have been the one who we continue to say, you see how they launch on Kanonta, showing you that these people, they are moving like a very hard train, a very forceful train on a track, showing you that they are ready to go to any extent.
They were even forced to take the war to Kanonta when he suspended the
when he come from his mouth, when he
they
come
were the
from
one, they were the
mouth.
first. They were forced to take the war to him.
So for you to understand how ready these DOS are to bring out everything Hajibiri against Nigeria, against the state. For DOS today, read their heart, pray to see the heart of the DOS. For DOS today, Hope Uzodinma did not supposed to be breathing, did not supposed to be alive today. If you allow DOS to do what is in their mind, but we are under the chain of command. Onyendu, who is leading this very movement, and we have tested and confirmed his wisdom, suspended it. So we must follow. We must follow. If anybody wishes to sit at home individually, anything you need to do individually is not autopilot. Because I've had so many people who are trying to describe this autopilot, it is this and that. Go, let dictionary, go study in the scientific aspect of what is autopilot. Autopilot simply means self. When you come to the point where you don't consider what is happening presently, where you don't put nothing in consideration, where your sense of understanding of your environment has been clouded, that is what is called autopilot scientifically. Where you cannot make judgment, decide on what is happening around you, where you come to the point you don't care whether you die or you live. That is autopiloting. But at this very moment, somebody is piloting the affair. We have control.
Mazi, by the way, I'm checking as people are dropping their comment. I'm checking their Facebook profile. so that we'll be able to ascertain, their profile, those who are supporting, those who are against. And if you don't have any activity in recent past on your Facebook, don't come now to come and start telling us we must sit at home. You must sit at home against the order of our leader. But we've never seen you on your Facebook profile sharing the program of our leader, sharing any of his broadcasts, sharing any of his activities. And suddenly you have now waking up to now be the one championing the order against our leader. So I'll be continuing to go, and I'll be calling your name one after the. So long. Go ahead.
Yes, happen Mazi in this media war. I get me here. We are, one thing you know is that IPOP is not talker. They are talker doom. You must understand it at this very point. We will come. We will come. We will be here. Me, I don't care the name you call me. What I am, I'm a principled man. I am a principled man. This life is based on principle. If you don't follow the principle of life, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you did not plan, you are planned to fail. There must be a line or pattern you will follow. And that is why so many people are living under curse today, because the principle that guide their family, they break it. And that is why so many of them are becoming useless. They don't even understand the principle that guide the family, where they come from. That's why they are wayward today. I am an IPOP member. I study IPOP because I am kind of person, if I belong to things, I look for the details on how that things operate. IPOP operate under the chain of command and control. And that is what has sustained the life of IPOP movement for complete 9 years, despite all the people who fought this movement that has all resources under their control. But yet we are standing, and yet we are moving, and yet we are uncompromised. You must leave diplomacy to diplomacy, to diplomats. You must leave diplomacy to diplomats. You must do your own as a human and leave leadership to those who are leading. Very, very important. There is things they see you don't see. There is things they deliberate on you don't deliberate on. You cannot allow your sense of understanding of your environment to be clouded. We are dealing with beasts. The worst beast on earth. You see how the Fulani, they machete just to you. They are showing you their heart. People who doesn't consider any other person that is not from them a human. We are dealing with beasts. You know where monkey is being armed. They are beasts and they are armed. And we are dealing with this. And this is what we have been dealing with over the years. We cannot make ourselves vulnerable to them. We must allow the chain of command and control to continue guiding us. When we are asked to stop, we stop. When we are asked to go, we go. If you invite anarchy, it will consume you. They don't care. During the 1967 to 1970, they are busy throwing bomb in the school. They are busy throwing bomb in the market. They are busy throwing bomb in the hospital. And these are the same beasts that you are facing today. So we must, IPOP is working to bring them to the point where they will be helpless. And then we declare our victory. We declare our victory. Very, very important. We must be tactics enough. Very, very important. And DOS are in the right track. You are not angry more than DOS. You, in fact, for the matter of fact, you are not more angry than myself who are talking now. You that said, I want to sit at home, you are not more angry than anyone that is in IPOP, that is under the command and control. You are not more angry than anyone. This Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he escaped the assassination in his house, we waited for 1 year. We are guided for complete a year without knowing where our leader,
without even communication.
Without even
not fake or under durex.
Without communication, we waited until he refaced again.
He resurfaced.
He refaced again on the surface, and he became more stronger than he was. So at this very time, we are not deviating, and nobody can be invited to destroy the structure of IPOP. That is the only thing we have. Most people have invested heavily in this very structure, and they are not talking. People have given out, and they give out under rain, under sun, even the ultimate price. They lay down their life. Many lay down their life under this very structure we are talking. So it's not a joke. The blood of our people has been spilled under this very structure of IPOP. And they have gone on to accuse IPOP for years. You are killing our people. You are killing our people. And yet we stand formidable. And we continue to preach this quest for restoration of Biafra. We have never wavered. And anybody who is coming up now to destroy this very structure, God will not allow him. We are speaking to altars. We are speaking to power, because we are fighting a just cause. And God is by our side. And everything we lost in this very cause, God will replenish it for us. Because we fight a just cause in 1967 to 1970. That is why God was able today to replenish us. That hunger that they use to punish us, to punish unborn children, pregnant women, we conquer that hunger in our life today. There is no family that you can say that there is no millionaire in Biafran land. 95% people are eating 3 square meals. Go to the north. They have hold that power, but look at how God caused them. My people, what I'm trying to narrate here is a
I think it's time we give opportunity for people to call in, and if they have any question, why we just gradually round it up. If you want to call in, please call in, ask your question rather than making trouble on the comment section. You now have the opportunity to call in and ask a question. Mazi Solomon, is there something you still want to say? Continue before I bring in the next question, please.
Okay, thank you. What I want to say again is that it is a fake news. Anybody hear me? I don't care what you said in your comment. We walk. The end will justify the means. The end will justify the means. All we need to do is to say the truth. And you will still find us here defending and fighting for the cause of the restoration of Biafra. It's not for mouth. It is the action you are putting on the ground. That is very important. There is no fight or confusion between Simon Ekpa and the DOS. No competition and no jealous, no envy. DOS are the number of people that we are choosing to fit into the structure that govern IPOP. Is not their property. They are not being paid. These people, we are gathered to fill that very structure. So there is no Mazi. You are on mute. You are mute. You can unmute yourself.
Mazi, I tell you the caller. Sorry, I muted myself. Caller, welcome to the program. Tell us your name.
Thank you, Mazi.
Tell us
Good
your
afternoon.
name. Yes, go ahead.
My name is Mazi Ifeanyi. I'm calling you from my location.
Go ahead, Mazi.
Mazi, I so much thank you. I so much thank you and thank Mazi Solomon for this analyzing the order from our leader and the US. In fact, I'm very, very happy. I don't have much thing to say. We must follow the order. Leave those that is commenting in this program. They are the agent of darkness. We must obey the order from our DOS and we must obey the order from our leader. So that is simple and short. Whether you like it or not, Mazin Nandekalo is our Lord, is our Moses. Any order that comes from our leader, Mazin Nandekalo, which he passed through our DOS, we must obey. Because Bible said that obedience is better than sacrifice. And obey before complain. Obey the order first. I don't know why people are talking against our DOS. I don't know why our people are so...
Mazi, don't forget that was how they were attacking our leader when he was also around. So they have shifted that hatred to the next leadership, which is the DOS. Go ahead, you have just 1 minute.
Yeah. Yes. But my advice to our doers: let them know panic, let them know shake, let them not take because of what people are saying against them, and they lose their focus.
Mazipat, are you there? It seems like your network is distracted the caller.
Must be obeyed, whether good or bad. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I left. I didn't even know that I have disconnected. I don't know. Mazi, are you there?
Yeah. I am here.
I was disconnected without even knowing. But it's okay. He has said his mind, and he's standing with the Directorate of State. I've received people commenting, saying certain things against the Directorate of State, but you cannot just bring up allegations without any proof. Mazi Solomon, go ahead, please.
Okay, they have been on this track for a very long time, so I believe they understand better. If they have been under this kind of pressure, because under pressure is the time when you pressurize people, they will be making mistake. And I believe they have been on it and they know the right thing to do. The only thing I want to use this medium to reach out to the Biafrans who has genuine concern, which also DOS has recognized their genuine concern, who wanted to take a measure against Nigerian state for have touched a man that they love, a man that is leading them. Then this genuine concern has been acknowledged. But notwithstanding, we cannot break the principle that has the laid down principle that have been guiding this very family. Order from Mazin Nandekano is final. And we are committed to command and control. Even if the DOS, their heart is sparking like a fire, that they want to burn down Aso Rock, they are subject to command and control, not autopilot. They are aware of their environment. They don't have cloud, they don't have a cloud over their sense of understanding of their environment. They are aware and they know what has kept this family. And everybody who is a lover of freedom in this era of Mazin Nandekano, leadership of Mazin Nandekano, should know that we are dealing with the worst beast. The worst beast. So we must not lose our senses. We must not know we must not be ignorant of things that kept us together. The things that we have used to won all the battles that we have faced. We should not forget that thing that has given us all the results we deserve in the past, which is command and control. When we are asked to move, we move. When we are asked to stop, we stop. And the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been giving us all that, and it has been working out perfectly for us. So everything is perfectly under control, and there is no movement on this earth that you can bring out and tell me that they don't have issues. Trouble are born natural. Trouble come natural as long as human beings are involved. Trouble accompanies human beings. There are bound to be some certain issues, troubles, but that does not mean that things are not under control. Things are still under control. It doesn't matter who is angry now. The things are under control because people who are supposed to work to make sure that every issue are being addressed, they are at work. All this unfounded pressure, unnecessary that you are joining hands with people who wanted to collapse the movement. You are joining them to push pressure to DOS. It's unnecessary. Very, very unnecessary. So we must be coordinated. Anybody that is telling you that you will use any other means possibly to go into a forceful agitation in Biafra land without command and control, that person is lying to you. They will just wash you. You will die in your million, even one night. You will die in your million. It's not a matter of them going to steal people. They will collapse places. And the Fulani will do it without looking back, because to them, you are not a human being.
Even one of the senators came out yesterday or thereabout to say that the Southeast should be eliminated because we are troublemakers, we are rebels and all that. So you find out that at the end of the day, they have not excluded anybody from the Southeast, including the saboteurs among us.
That is the truth. That is the truth. Okay? We must understand they want all of us dead, and we must be tactical enough. You remember? It's not by size. It's by the level of intelligence that you are able to display. So our people sit at home, remain suspended for now. Mazi will give us another command on when to activate it, and DOS will announce it. There is something I'm saying, Mazi, before we jump. It's very, very important, and I will continue to let people. You don't like Simon Ekpa. If you are writing in the Facebook, commenting that Simon Ekpa is having issue with DOS, that DOS is jealous of us, you don't like him. You are the #1 hater, and we know why you are doing what you are doing. There is no issue. IPOP has a lead principle, which everybody, both the small, because we are fighting for equality, both small, both big, we follow the same channel. We are being recognized through the same channel. And it is the duty of those people who were appointed into position to protect. They are not there to compromise. Because
or use the structure to favor one or make friend,
on the other,
you know.
They are not there. Command and control is not when he favored your family, then it's command and control. When he doesn't favor your family, then it's not command and control. Everybody is treated fairly and equally, and nobody is more Biafran than the other. Nobody is more IPOP than the other. these people, these principal officers, in DOS members, and all the head of departments, including reps of national
House of Representative members.
Representative members. All of them are people who are appointed to guide this one principle that has kept IPOP, to guide it. That is their duty. We must remember. So anything they are doing it based on what they are called and they took oath to do. We must understand. And there's so many people who understand it are abiding by it.
Mazi, there is something
has been keeping us.
Listen, there is something we want our people to know. For example, if you are to be given a job in a company, for example, and the manager or the CEO recommend you, that doesn't mean that you will go through the process of possibly interview or whatever, or signing some of the agreement that are entitled in the job. Our people need to understand, because somebody was saying, my lawyer Kanowski said, I will always stand by our brother as he was a choice of Mazi Mekano. You should not have to sign terms and conditions. If you go for a job and that the CEO loves you and give you a job, doesn't mean you will not sign terms and conditions on that job. So people need to understand that you have been recommended for a position, you will still need to sign for the terms and conditions that you abide by your duty. So please, let me guide it.
Okay, Mazi, another thing that I want people who are writing comment to answer is this. You are a man. Will you hand over to a person who will like to destroy your legacy? Will you do that? Could you love anybody so much that you will want that person to come and destroy your legacy? Do you know what it cost Biafrans to build IPOP to the point it is today? You don't know, and you need to understand. Nobody is fighting anybody. Nobody is jealous of anybody. Why should you even be jealous in the first place? Because this very call to service in this very struggle is to make sacrifice. And everybody is making that sacrifice. Who is actually enjoying the position? Where you can go to prison at any time? Where you can be punished at any time? You can be adopted at any time? Let our people get sense. Stop looking for trouble where there is no trouble. That's very, very important. We appreciate anything that is working. And that does not mean that when something begins to work, then if it's not coming from IPOP, we don't appreciate it. We do. But if you yourself will come out to identify with IPOP family, you must follow the right process. Anything that is happening anywhere, I join so many people listening to so many programs. People appreciate so many people. But when you come to say, I identify with IPOP, we will expect you to go through the normal process of identification, so that every entitlement that IPOP should get, you should get it instantly. In IPOP, you should also find your way, not criticizing. DOS are not working, but are you in a position of climbing to become one of the members of DOS? You are not. What we have today is the best we can make use of, because it's only people who were available. We are choosing to fill that very structure. And a drag in the mud from Beha. When we are asking you to register to IPOP family, belong to unit, so that your skill can push you to that position where you can serve us better. So it's very, very important. We love Simon Ekpa. Somebody like me, Mazi Pat knows here that the love for Simon Ekpa is driving me crazy. That is very important.
I think we have a caller. Hello, please turn down the volume of your set. We can hear you. I can hear echo on the background.
Also, good evening, Patrick and Master Solomon.
You're welcome to the program.
Okay, I'm Evangelist Collins Inuma. So, I am an IPOB member from the city of Valencia and also an online broadcaster in the struggle.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I want to have a brief interaction with you people, and most especially regarding the issue between the Simon Ekpa and the DOS. First of all, I want to ask, is there anything wrong for someone asking a question about what is playing out between Simon Ekpa and the DOS concerning his approval to begin broadcasting from Radio Biafra, as Martin Nambekano had said?
No, nothing wrong. You can ask that question, please.
You of course, go ahead and ask any question. Go ahead. We are here to respond to your questions.
Okay. Then the second one, does it mean that if anybody asks such a question, it means the person wants to bring confusion in IPOB? That is the second question. And the third question, how can our people be satisfied over that issue if they are not clarified about it? Because me personally, I don't take side. I don't take side. I don't favor anybody. If in the end we are told that Simon Ekpa refused to follow the rules of engagement regarding the broadcasting, he is wrong, and there is nothing wrong about DOS coming out to say that the reason we do not approve Simon Ekpa is because he failed to.
But I think that press statement has been given, which means you are not following the trend of event. The DOS have already given press statement to reason why our brother could not be given a slot on Radio Biafra, and I think that is settled in that press conference. So you can go check it out.
Sorry, when? Can you remember? Maybe in a week time, it may not be the actual date.
Yeah, I think sometime 2 weeks ago that the DOS came out to make clarification through press conference by Emapa Afuto, that brief Biafrans on why they didn't continue with that engagement of giving a slot, based on the fact that he didn't accept some of the conditions that were placed before him to work on Radio Biafra. So I think that issue has been taken care of.
Okay. Well, I never had access to that. Press conference because I am the person who asked the question and demand a public answer to that question. So for whatever reason, and I choose to ask the question publicly and directly to vote on you.
Can I ask you a question?
That is the reason for my calling. Then, on the other hand, to be sincere with you, I do not have any personal interest for asking that question. And I'm a kind of person who is so much inquisitive, and I don't do things halfway, and I don't consider unresolved issue. And I don't pretend that there is no problem where there is problem, maybe to camp peace, because peace can never be gotten in that way in any form. Rather, peace and the settlement comes when we discover the problem and discover the cause of the problem, then discover who is wrong and tell the person he is wrong. Then clarify the people so that the people know, because my main reason of asking the question in the first place is because even before then, people have continued, even as you speak, you know that people continue to demand what is actually happening. So I just decided to ask that question, and I don't see it very, very okay. Sometimes maybe when a particular person ask a question or do something that other people do, then people will begin to give a wrong interpretation to the person. Like myself, I just use myself as a case example because this is the same question many other people have been asking. But when someone asks it, then the person will begin to be misunderstood. So that is the reason. Though me personally, I know the reason things go that way.
Okay,
so that is the reason
okay. Now, Mazi Solomon want to ask you a question. Mazi Solomon, what is the question?
Go on.
Okay, are you hearing me clearly?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, my question is this. Do you think that DOS are not impressed with the activities that Simon Epa is doing, like most of the program exposition? Do you think that DOS are not impressed?
No, I don't think so.
Or you don't think that they are impressed?
Yeah, I believe they are impressed with it.
You believe that they are impressed with the expositions and the
program, yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You have answered my question. You have answered my question because there. Thank you very much, my brother. The question you answer is very, very clear. DOS are impressed with the program that Simon Epa is doing, but they are making sure that the principle that guide IPOP is being protected, and they also wanted to make sure that there will be no clash of interest. Because we have only one command, and that one command is where we have been surviving over all these years. So we want to make sure if something is getting wrong, we know where it's getting wrong from. You know, if DOS are not working, we can all cram down to make change in DOS because we feel they are not serving us well, and the structure remain. Anybody who is there now can go, but the structure can remain. You know, so these are the check and balance, and this is what the people that are there are protecting. Everybody are impressed with the exposition of Mazi Simon Epa individually. DOS has no problem with that, but the principle that is guiding IPOP should be maintained. And this is the kind of people you must have in leadership. People who make sure that nothing is being compromised. And this is the only way forward. Thank you very much for calling into this.
Thank you, Mazi Solomon. Thank you, caller. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we have another caller, and they have just put that caller on pause. Just give me a moment and see if I can get back to this caller, please. Mazi Solomon, it's important that we get back to this caller and see if he can bring his opinion to the table. While we wait, hello caller, welcome to the program. Good evening and welcome, and tell us where your name and where you are calling from, please. Hello caller, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, welcome to the program. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us where you're calling from?
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Mr. Chukwemeka. I am calling from here in Italy. And I've not been following your programs from the moment you posted it today. So I couldn't be able to verify completely the topics or area that are being discussed. But I have something that I really wanted to ask, and that's why I called. And, it's just a question I wanted to ask.
Go ahead.
I wanted to direct this question to the DOS during their interactive session.
Yes, go ahead.
But I wasn't very lucky. I tried all I could that day. I wasn't very lucky, and so I just decided to throw it away, to you guys here, and then probably I could get some answers. So the question is like this. I've been following events and with great concern, especially the from Nigeria.
Moses Solomon, hope you are hearing him clearly.
Yeah, he's sounding clear.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead with your question.
So my concern is knowing fully the condition that MNK and Mazin Nandekan is being placed under the dungeon DSS, and nobody knows whether of course the lawyers have intimidated us. There has been on a high spirit, and not because of solitary confinement, and that's a form of mental torture. And so I wonder, I was having a great concern of his ability making sound judgments. That's number one. Number two is for someone to be able to make a sound judgment, that person must have, let me turn it to another one, that is information precede sound judgment. And because our leader, which I know is a highly intelligent human being, and but being under confinement at this moment and not being able to follow events periodically as it develops, and being void of newspapers and radios and information that could help an ordinary person to make a sound judgment. My question now goes this way, and nobody prays for that. And I know under normal circumstances such a thing could not come. What if our lawyers come up tomorrow and say, okay, that Nnamdi Kanu now authorizes or says that we should not, the struggle should end, that is the instruction. What will the DOS do? Are we going hands down? Why I'm asking this is based on the instructions that came out that the Sitahum came from our leader, and it should be stopped. I know probably that there must be maybe some reasonable reasons, because just like I said, information precedes and judgment, which we are not availed to. And so, but I am now thinking beyond just cancellation of sit at home. What if more dreaded things comes out tomorrow onto the DOS? What are they going to do in such a situation? Thank you very much. That's my question. I will stand back.
Thank you very much. Are you through with your question?
Yes, I'm through.
Okay, so I'm going to cut you off so that I will allow others to call in while we wait for Mazi Solomon to respond, and I'll also add my voice to responding to your question. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Mazi Solomon, did you hear? If you didn't hear, let me repeat what he has said.
I heard him very, very clear, and this is the kind of question that all these people who were busy yelling at DOS, this is the kind of question they should, because these are the kind of questions that will bring out conversation, you know. So I actually thank him for that very question, but I will give a very simple answer to that very question, you know, very, very important. Now, things like that has not happened. And there is so many assumptions as to regard to what is going on in Biafran struggle and the situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is so many assumptions that even some people have taken so many steps into even becoming an emergency prophet and prophetess. Everybody is dreaming. Everybody is seeing something. Everybody is, you know, so many spiritual exercises, and people are coming to say one thing or the other. And even some people are also even saying some certain things they are not too sure about the situation of our leader and what is going on. Okay, now for having said this, we know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. number one. And we have his teachings here. We have his teachings. We have everything that we can use to say if you want to assess the mindset of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. We have it under our possessions here. He has spent time with us. He has taught us. He has taught us. He has told us he can never back down. He has told us he will never go back. So therefore, if anything happen otherwise, then we will rise to the occasion. In the last program we have here, I said to Biafran, to the lawyers, you are telling us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is okay, he's on a high spirit, that we don't want tomorrow they bring out somebody who will look like Wazulike. I know what I mean. So therefore, we will rise to the occasion when it is being confirmed 100% that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been incapacitated. So before then, we will not live in assumption. What about? We have to be focused right now that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the right position to make decision. It's barely how many days the lawyers, they told us he was beaten, and they come back, they say those wounds has been healed, and they keep making progress. Until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being transferred a place where we Biafran can access it. People who also want to witness can. If anything go wrong, Mazi has already given us option. If anything goes wrong with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said sink Nigeria. That anarchy they are looking for will just happen. So that is the assurance we are going to give
so
you.
Mazi, I would like to interfere at this point in time because there are some very, very important questions that he asked. That, you know, that looking at the situation where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu find himself in a solution, you need to be in that situation to understand what he's saying. Solitary confinement is not a place for children, and so looking at the lack of information that comes to his table, will he be able to make sounds? That is the question he's asking. I need to answer those questions. And the simple answer is, this is not the first time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has found himself in a solitary confinement. He has been there before. He has gone through the process before. And this is somebody who have also built up his mind in anticipation to facing a situation like this. So it is we that outside that are living with the imagination of what he might be going through. But I can tell you that looking at the pedigree of the leader of the Kanu, he has prepared himself to the point where he's ready to face any situation, any circumstance. And I can tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can't make any bad decision, no matter the situation. I have one of the young people who came out to testify, one of the Dunamis 5 that we arrested, who came out to give his own side of who had an encounter with the leader of IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi, and he said a lot of things that our people didn't even pay attention to. I paid so much attention to it, and he made very, very, very important point to reassure us that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is informed of what is even happening outside. Because he understands where he led the movement, and he knows the direction the movement should be going. And fortunately, we've also been able to have the opportunity to lawyer having interaction with him. So there is a share of communication at some point, not necessarily every information or communication, but to some extent, I think that he understands what is happening and how it will be. So he is in a better position, not in a 100% position, but I think he's in a better position to make certain decisions that will still move the struggle forward. And like he said, if looking at what is happening today, Mazi Nnamdi, we got the news from the attorney that Mazi Nnamdi we should just abandon IPOB. that we should leave the Biafra struggle. I think at that point in time, a new leadership might emerge because the issue of Biafra has gone beyond Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu today tells us to abandon Biafra without any alternative, without anything concrete for us, I can assure you that Biafra will find a new leadership. But I can tell you, I can beat my chest to tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu cannot sell the Biafra struggle. Mazen, the only thing that can give that we can hear now is that we have we have been given a date for a referendum, which we are expecting any moment from us. So one thing people need to understand is that we need to put our trust. We need to put our trust in Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who have already set the template and the Directorate of State. Because for 4 good times that the message came from the dictator, the Directorate of State, in their wisdom, didn't jump into that conclusion and halt that sit at home. They took their time to evaluate and also message back and forth with our leader to be able to establish that communication, which actually made the first sit at home to hold. Because if the Directorate of State had jumped into that first order by telling our people, okay, our leader says sit at home should be suspended in the first instance without evaluating it, we wouldn't even have we would have been in a situation where a government have to start issuing order. So we should also be able to understand that the Directorate of State as a body has proved itself that any information that is coming from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is also put on the scale to also evaluate and carry out such a decision. Mazi Solomon.
Thank you so much. You have, I think you have given all that that question required, but that does not mean that we have cleared the doubt or we have answered the question for the person who actually threw these very questions, because so many discussions need to be built around these very particular questions that he asked today, and we will continue on it. In case if anybody is calling in again or asking more questions, then can we move into it? But for now, I believe that what we answered on that very question is enough. Is enough. Is enough. Is enough. So we should not be living in an imaginary
I think we have another caller, but somebody should not be calling me on video call on WhatsApp. It is completely wrong. I will respond. I'm going to halt the video call. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you please tell us your name and where you are calling from, if it's convenient for you?
Okay. My name is Nwokoro Isikiradi. I'm from Ebonyi State, but I'm residing here in Lagos.
Okay, go ahead and make your contribution.
All right. First of all, I want to thank you and your colleagues. I must have to appreciate your efforts towards this struggle. I said, may God will continue to strengthen you guys in Jesus' name. Then another thing I want to say is that anytime we are in critical time, there should be no room for criticism. We should love ourselves, speak in one voice. We should not allow our enemies to penetrate into us, so as we can achieve the best. And I know God will always be with us, and also be with you people who are ahead of us. When you suspended the sit at home, we are very angry, but we know that suspending the sit at home, you are coming with another. You are coming with another dimension, which will help us more better. So I know God will continue to strengthen you people in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much for that contribution. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Mazi Solomon, it's all prayer, and I think that our people just need to understand. I understand the anger, I understand the will, I understand the zealousness. I've seen people say, "Oh, Mazi cannot stop what is working," because there is this generation of this phrase. There is no way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will stop what is working. Mazi Solomon, what do you have to say about that while we round up this program?
Okay. Actually, everybody is right at this time, and so many people who have genuine concern and who have genuinely make a necessary statement that they needed to make. We know the people we are fighting with. It's not you that has a genuine concern. It's not you that are genuinely that wanting uh, to do more to ensure that the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is granted and the freedom of Biafra. It's not you that we are talking to. We are talking to the some evil element who has hijacked the issue of sit at home, and they're trying to use it as a means of them insulting the Directorate of State, the DOS, in order to demoralize them, so that even they extended the insult even to the lead counsel, to the lawyers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, insulting everybody. And these are the people who does not even have the skill to represent Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in the court of law. And they are busy doing that in order to demoralize the people, so that we will begin to think there is confusion, there is trouble. But I can ensure everyone here that there is no single trouble. We know those people who are trying to instigate, but there is no single trouble in DOS. There is no single trouble in DOS. There is issues which in every movement there is problem we solve every day, but that does not mount to the what is going on in the media about people returning words to DOS. It has not come to that very point, and there is nothing that DOS has done wrong at this very point in time. The fact remains that DOS took the decision they're supposed to take, and the leader of the group, which is the highest order, stop it. So even the DOS, they have even done their best, because in the first instance, they make their decisions and the word of our leader come. If not for the situation of our leader, there is nothing that could have made that first sit at home to take place. But the DOS have shown even how angry they are to deal with the situation. But the order comes from
Mazi, I think we have a caller here. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mazi. I'm Mazi Solomon.
Yeah, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
There is something I want to chip in, because I've been learning, left and right, front and back, everybody's perspective and everybody's grievances. There is what I want to make clear. You see, our people, Biafrans, if there is any little information that comes out from the media or from the people who are in front talking about the restoration of Biafra, no matter how little that information is, people interpret it from different perspectives. The area I'm coming from is everyone is free to lay their grievances about the suspension of sit at home. Everybody is absolutely correct. But the area from day one, that same night, Chike announced the suspension and people went haywire. Some of us claim to be hardcore IPOB members. Some of us claim to be not being a members of IPOB. There is one thing we should understand. If truly we are hardcore members of IPOB, we must understand how the organization, the movement functions. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu built this organization from the scratch. And the way he built it is that anytime he is in problem or maybe he's arrested and DOS is still there, DOS, if you are truly a member of IPOB, you are a hardcore. You should understand how this organization or this movement is being run. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They might have agreed with him. They might have done everything to convince Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go a different direction. But at the end of it, they will come to say what our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have instructed them to say. From the clearance that came from one of the DOS officers, he categorically said that more than 4 times they've tried to convince our leader that the sit at home should continue. But he rejected and said, please, do this, suspend it for now. I beg you, this is what the only thing you can do for me, and then keep praying and keep reading Psalm. For me, that is his instruction. If anybody is still attacking DOS, attacking Barrister Ejiofor at this level, it means that person doesn't even know what IPOB or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for. Mazi Party, you made a comment now that the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu you know cannot stop what is working. You see that point now. Some people will pick that point and start internalizing it and say, yeah, I believe, yes, our leader we know cannot stop what is working. Then the confusion continues.
Yeah, that is Mazi from the angle of people saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot stop what is working. There is this notion people are pushing in the media that the sit at home is working, and that the Mazi that they know cannot stop what is working. So I'm trying to put the question across to Mazi Solomon to actually look at that notion that people are trying to bring forth, that if the sit at home is working, that they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot stop it. You know, so it's not coming from me. These are comments people are making, and yes, and we know where the whole story of what is working originated. So we want to see how we can address that issue at this point in time, that something might be working and still work against you. You know, so people need to understand that when you talk about something working, is it working in your favor? You might think it's working in your favor at the moment. What about the effect in the future? The man who is telling you to step down on the issue of the sit at home knows that it might be working, but he has been able to look at the direction things might go, you know, in the future. So these are the things we have to be, you know, talking about. So go ahead, and you have just 1 minute.
You are absolutely correct. That is the area we need to, you know, educate our people. Now, we will always be shouting. What we are doing is more of the spiritual than the physical. Now, our leader will tell us when heaven gives him message, he will deliver that message to the living. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a man who is more in the spiritual realm than the physical. What of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is under DSS incarceration? Heaven has asked him to suspend that sit at home, and he has argued with the heavenlies and say, can they continue? The heavens say no. Let them stop for now. And he maintained, because he is the one, he is under the incarceration of DSS. He is the one who is having the brunt. He knows the reason why that sit at home is going on, for him to be released. Does it mean any sound person, if you look at it critically, to think otherwise, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not know what he is doing? Every critical thinker knows that before our leader gives an order for something to happen, he might have bargained, he might have won that argument before he will issue an order for anything to be suspended or for anything to go on. Mind you, even the sit at home, he was the one who instructed DOS, because our people don't even know how the flow of information happens. The solicitor will go to him, discuss with him, this is what Biafrans are saying, this is the information from DOS. Then he will inform the barrister and say, this is what you want them to do, this is how you want them to go. barrister will send that information to DOS. DOS will tell it to Biafrans. This is how all these things flow. If anybody is coming up, attacking DOS, attacking Barrister Joffo, unfounded false allegations and suspicions and exaggeration at this point, those are the enemies of Biafra. We should be very, very careful. Those people who are still inciting, as I'm talking to you, yesterday I called my family back home in Nigeria, in Imo State. My senior sisters, my senior brothers, I told them the suspension has been lifted. I hope by Monday you people goes back to your businesses. They say, oh, that one consign us that side. For them, they will be sitting at home every Monday. That's what they have decided. I say, well, fair enough. It's up to you people. Do you understand me? So it's up to anybody who wants to sit at home.
Yeah, but man, I think we have said that also. We have said that in this program that Biafrans can decide to sit at home in the honor of their leader. But you would be sitting at home alone. I put that post earlier today that those who choose to sit at home will sit alone. You know, but it would have been better that all of us sit at home together. But people have the right to sit at home if they choose to, despite the suspension order. Mazi, go ahead.
Yes, that's what we are saying. But the area we condemn in its entirety is for anybody to come and attack DOS or attack Barrister Joffo. That, because they our leader, they know, because some of them claim they know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu too well. And they are hardcore IPOB members. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot stop what is working. What is working in which essence? The essence is that we have done sit at home, and the person who gave that order for the sit at home to happen, he has come back again to tell us, suspend it for now. Why can't we do what? Accept it that way as IPOB members. Nobody, you are a member of IPOB or you are not, for you to raise up your voice to attack DOS or attack Barrister Joffo, that they are sellout. It has to stop. That is my own submission. My name is Mazi Chukwuemeka Ezejima from London here. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I have known him since 2011 here in London. I mean here in London. Personally, I say personally, I've known him. In IPOB, you will be told, the job is being shared. You don't know the job given to different people in this organization to make sure that we restore Biafra for everybody. I am appealing to our people. Please, never you, because any insult on DOS is a direct insult on our leader. Any attack on Barrister Joffo is a direct attack on our leader. If you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you love the restoration of Biafra, this is the time for all of us to be speaking with one voice. And that one voice is what? When DOS come and issue a statement, all of us must do what? Follow. Is see and see, command and control. We can ask questions.
But that doesn't mean you won't ask questions later. You can ask questions later, but at the moment you just have to follow the orders. Caller, thank you very much for that.
And another thing I want to thank you for.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the professor, you remember me now? You remember?
Yeah, Mazi, of course, I remember you vividly.
Professor is doing wonderfully in my village.
Okay, that's
me. We will talk privately. I will explain things to you.
Thank you.
And
so the agricultural program is
invest in agriculture. Invest in agriculture. Biafrans, invest.
So our agricultural campaign is paying off. Thank you very much. We can always talk about that later outside this program. Thank you for calling. Thank you very much. We have another caller. Let me see if the caller can drop. Please, can you drop so another caller can come in? Yes, Mazi Solomon, we have another caller from Germany. Hello, caller from Germany. Welcome to the program.
Hello?
Yeah, caller from Germany.
Hello?
Yes, can you tell us your name and go ahead with your contribution?
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very, very happy today. Yeah, my name is Anaya Pachuku from Germany. and I have a very huge contribution. Okay. Now, please, if you have value, you write this down. I would have loved to talk to DOS. But last time they were doing the when we were clearing some stuff on air, they couldn't allow us to speak. But right now, I think please, if you are
any question you want to bring it forward. The DOS is also watching, so they can. The one we can answer, the one we can give answer to, we'll try our best based on information available to us, and the one that we cannot give you answer to, I think DOS will address them in the future. Go ahead.
Okay, beautiful. My brother, I want you to look the Igbo struggle, I want you to look at the Biafra struggle in an Igbo perspective. Igbos are very, very difficult. If you ask Mazen Nabikana, how are you being able to control this mass movement, these stubborn people? He will explain to you that it takes time. Just like you plant a tree or maize, you water it. It takes time. So it's not something that you can just force on somebody. And the presence of that man Otobu covered everything. And that's why people could not ask questions. But people have been swallowing a lot of things, and which we take it as whether it's good or whether it's bad or whether Martin is going to make mistake or all we want is Biafra. Nothing more, nothing less. So we are not Yorubas. We are not Hausas or Fulanis that have India. One command they obey. So Muslim has been able to give this command and control, and we have been obeying. Now is in castration. People are now beginning to go back to all his ways and begin to ask questions now. Now let me ask you, my brother, if the DOS is watching. When Muslim called off the election, the presidential election, 2 days, remember, he made a campaign. No vote, boycott. 2 days, millions of people bought that idea. But 2 days, he said to them, go and vote. Our demand has been met. I am a member of IPOB. Let people not say I'm sabotage. Never. I can never sabotage. So, in 2 days, you know what? Do you know how many months it will take people to get PVC? For 2 days, he told them, our demand has been made. Go and vote. Nobody questioned Martin. Of course, few left IPOB. Said this is rubbish. Few, many criticized. Many still remain. We say we will die here. What we want is Biafra. Now, let me ask you the question. Our demand has been made. What was that demand? Was it power supply given to us? Was it roads or hospitals? Was it seaport open? Was it international airport to our Talibo? Was it the second Niger bridge? What was that those things meant? So that's why I want to tell you the reason why people are beginning to question the authority, that command and control. And if you like speak grammar from today to tomorrow to DYKE.com, millions has buy this idea of we want Igbo man liberated from that prison. Whether Nigeria like it or not, whether DSO or now, let me go to this point now. Martin Nnamdi Kanu gave an order from Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Whole Biafran that someone ever should be broadcasting or taking the leadership, and no, it has been cleared. That is now, it is how many months now? Someone ever has not taken that position. That's got people thinking and beginning to question. Now, the same way Ifeanyi Ejiofor got another information again from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in prison, saying the sit at home should be called off. And now you want people to believe. Okay, let me say that Mazi Simon Eba did not want to follow the conduct of the DOS or the IPOB. Now the question is, what is that conduct? What is that thing you need to sign? You know, Mazen Namdekan, Samuel Ekpa is so determined to do anything as far as he's from Mazen Namdekan. But what is that? That is what keeps people thinking. So before they are speaking grammar, we are just taught to overshadow people through our voice, through our education. But people keep asking, what is that that will make Mazen Simon not to sign? This guy I'm talking about hold many positions. He comes 3 times or 4 times in a day. So what is that? Is it something that he cannot adjust? Is it something that goes against his will? So that one is aside. So now, who gave Kanunta, the brother of Mazen Namdekan, to call off the sit at home? So you see all the problems we have generated for ourselves that make enemy. Because if you go and fetch a firewood with the hand, you invite a lizard or you invite a snake, and you think there's no problem. So all those things is what people are holding hold. It's what people are using to attack us. Sabotua are buying the idea now. So he called off the election. He went to the media. Is he a member of the OS? Who gave him the authority? That is where that is where the problem started.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. We have given you over 7 minutes. That is quite a long time. But I think thank you for the. You have just 30 seconds, please.
Okay. Now the second sit at home gave the Nigerian the pure evidence that nobody is forcing anybody to sit at home. That is it.
Thank you. Thank you. You have made your point. You have made your point.
I was expecting people to analyze that burning of car. People didn't analyze that one.
We have done all the analysis, except you are not following us. I want to say thank you so that I'll be able to take in other calls. Thank you very much. We can continue the conversation offline. Thank you. Yeah, Solomon, he spent over 7 minutes, but I allowed him to vent his opinion out, and because people will say you are cutting him off, he's making a great point, and you are cutting him off. Well, let's take another call, please. Hello, caller. Welcome, caller from USA or Canada. Welcome to the program. Hello, caller. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, caller. Welcome to the program.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Olo Biafra.
You're welcome to the program.
I have a question, please.
Yeah, go ahead with your question.
There are so many things that are bothering me right now. Actually, honestly, I joined this Biafra through few Mazen Namdi, but most of the time is through Simon. That's how I joined this Biafra struggle. And things that I'm seeing here now, they are not really resonating with my senses. And sometimes I listen to Mazi Solomon and you, Patrick, because so many things you say, when you say them, sometimes you say them the way Mazi Namdi Carlo say, but a few days ago, in fact, since today, I've been listening. I listened the first video Mazi Solomon gave. It wasn't really resonating with me. That's why I come up with these questions.
Go ahead, be beautiful. If you have any questions.
In the aspect of vote taking,
yes,
I've heard several times from Mazi Simon that he took oath. And I heard from Mazi Chinasaworu and others that he did not take oath. So that's a very big concern. You will need to dig into that before coming to tell us that, because if it is me, I say something and somebody counteract it, I'm not going to take it easy. And even if I'm not taking it easy and say, let me allow the sleeping dog lie, I don't expect another person to come and drag me into what I feel that I'm hot because the way Mazi Solomon is saying it, telling us that he loves Simon and everything, that the DOS didn't do anything wrong. I think as a human being, I don't think any person that will just follow you like that without reasoning it, I don't think it will be making sense. So the another question I want to ask you, because we're gonna is about the previous previous actions of Simon, because there is one video I also saw circulating where as is Chinasa too brought that video where Simon is condemning what the guy that came to eat New Young Festival. When that thing happened, Simon condemned. And he brought another video I saw since 2 days ago. Now, we've seen so many things here. Where Simon, when he was, maybe, as he said, he was a Democrat doing his political things. And they are using this video to say that Simon is coming to hijack. Then the last one I saw now is the memo that was served to Simon. And the Mazi Solomon is still telling us that DOS, that he himself, he loves Simon and the DOS hasn't done anything wrong to him. Oh, I just want to, everything, I'm just seeing a sort of intimidation here and trying to give us sanction or submit us into obedience. Yes, we must obey, but Mazi Nnamdi did not teach us to obey sheepishly. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that sheepishly obedient son, he would have stood before the organizers to tell them what is obtainable. So I don't suspect. Maybe you say we should do whatever. Nobody is fighting DOS. I'm seeing here DOS. If DOS want to fight people, I don't think Simon should be used as an scapegoat. Okay, and in the aspect of that oath taking, this thing has been tried for a long time. Simon has already gone there. I had it even without DOS saying that Simon refused. I heard it from Simon that some protocols are there, but that is not the problem. That he's going to go on to continue with his Radio Biafra. Okay, if he says he's not signing, because I also had one Reverend Father one day said that he would have become an IOP full member, but because he has already taken oath in church, they are asked not to take further oath. But the only thing he will continue. So we don't know why Simon refused. And Simon never come in his program I've been watching, he has never said anything against the OS. Even at this moment, everybody is talking about it. He has never said anything. So why are they coming?
Okay,
criticism and
anyway, can you stay?
Much of your time. I just want you people to consider this, because as a
no, you can stay. You can stay on the line.
And a mad woman or a mad person said it's only when he start looking for his head that he will start asking questions about somebody that takes knife to behind him.
Beautiful. You can stay. Okay, can you stay on the line?
Martin Solomon is 100%
okay, can you listen? Can you stay?
We have questions. Martin Carlington has raised a very important issue there that we needed answer, and no answer has been given to us. Only answer that is given to us on Facebook here is Simon, ascension. If you
okay, can you stay?
The card didn't lead us this way.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, can you stay on the
line?
Let
her not go offline because she needed to stand.
Yes, if you can stay on the line, I'm giving you the reserved privilege to stay on the line, because fortunately Mazi Solomon is here, and that have also brought us to I had always wanted to also ask Solomon some of the questions as regard to the video, the program he did earlier in the day. So Mazi Solomon is here to respond to some of the questions. The question she asked is that our brother Simon have said that he took oath, and the DOS is saying that he didn't take oath. And our sister here is feeling that you didn't address that issue properly, despite you professing love for Mazi Simon Ekpa, that you have taken side with the Directorate of State. My sister, am I right or wrong?
You are right.
Okay, so let us give Mazi Solomon the opportunity to respond to that question. Thank you very much. You can stay on, or you can as well hang up if you wish.
Yeah, I will hang up. I'm listening to you guys.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution. We appreciate. So, Mazi Solomon, the table is in your court. Can you please respond? Are you taking side with DOS? Are you people trying to persecute Mazi Simon? Because a lot of people are beginning to show concern that the level of attack from their own point of view on Mazi Simon, that they're even beginning to dig up some of his old videos of, when he hasn't joined IPOB, to make him look as if, he's a bad person. But most of our people who believe in him, which you also is part of, are seeing it from the angle of, an attempt to suffocate Mazi Simon Ekpa's voice in this struggle. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, most of people here, even in the Facebook that responded, and even this non-so innocent that is responding now that my love for Simon Ekpa is fake. You should go to my timeline and check, because most of them commenting here, I went to their timeline. Even somebody who came to that very program who was calling me a fool, insulting me all he can, I went to his timeline. Do you know when last he shared Simon Ekpa's program? On February this year. On February this year was the last time he shared Simon Ekpa's program in his page. And some of them, there is no even Biafran's activities in their page. I went through their page to say, okay, who are these people and how have they been contributing to the issue of Biafra? But that is not where I have to go direct to the answer that our beloved sister asked here. Now I have to make myself very, very clear. I am not a judge between Simon and DOS. And I'm not a judge between anybody and the Simon Ekpa. What I does is a comment and a word of advice on the way forward to be able to curtail the things that people are cooking in the media that are actually, they are doing it intentionally to destroy us or to destroy our future. So I'm not a judge for you to have said I took side or I don't took side. I say what I know and I withdraw myself. In IPOP, the DOS did not say that Simon did not take an oath, but they said that the oath that was administered to Simon was that the person that administered the oath is not a principal officer that is in the position to administer that very oath. And I have argued, and you yourself, Mark, you are my witness.
Now, sometimes some of these things make me, laugh, because when you look at the level of emotion of our people. Yes, go ahead.
Let me round up this part, which are important, so that word will not escape me. Now, the thing is that I have argued it before you, and I said if the secretary of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu administered oath to Simon Ekpa, that office of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu overrule every other office if he's still our leader. That the issue of oath should be set aside. That is, I have made this argument before you.
You have said it, yes.
Now, DOS themselves, they come out to say that these are the principles in which Simon Ekpa or anybody becomes the member of IPOP. That he has to go to a unit and register himself in a unit and identified with every other laid down principle that is required that a principal officer in that position will administer oath to him, and that is the only one they can accept. So, but that is not what I came to discuss in that very video that I made. What I came there to discuss in that very video is that I wanted to protect the side of Simon Ekpa, because I know that the mischief makers are going to use that memo that was said without understanding what led to that, to begin now to set fire between Simon Ekpa and begin to join issue. So I've come there to let Simon Ekpa to understand in another dimension, in another way, not in the way that mischief makers are going to present that memo. That memo that is there, he should not take it as an attack on himself. That he should take it as a call for a service. That there is a statement that says fulfillment of all righteousness, to move forward, because we don't want to be stagnant. The Finland people, not even DOS, it is the national coordinator of the Finland that issued the memo. It's not even DOS. They said they don't know Simon in Finland, that he has not registered with them. So, and I'm trying to make sure that that does not turn to be like an attack, that Simon should see it as a call to service. And he can do it, and he doesn't take anything. And I also throw a challenge that if the monthly due is what they are clamoring for, that I'm ready to pay for the monthly due. That I'm ready to pay, not because Simon doesn't have money, but because I'm ready to support him and support what he's doing, which is allowed. So I'm not taking sides.
Which some of his ardent, passionate supporters might not even be able to do. Those that are calling you fake and all that might not even be able to offer such abundant gesture.
Yeah, I can call numerous names of people who has been on the field of this media, coming to this media that are I can call their names now if I am allowed and tell you how much I have used to support those people. And they all know me, they are hearing me. They know that I support people when it comes to the issue of this Biafran struggle. So I am showing my support to Simon Ekpa. That if all that you need to quench all these things that are flying is for him to go and register in a unit that he has to pay, that somebody has vowed to pay his own. To pay his
for
own
2 years. For two years.
So I'm not a judge between DOS and Simon Ekpa. And mark you yourself that is commenting, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu give an instruction for Simon Ekpa to have a slot in Radio Biafra, who do you think that very instruction or that very word should go to? Is it not to DOS? It is DOS who has the ability to create the slot. Who will give Simon Ekpa the password? Who will give Simon Ekpa the position? Is it not DOS? So therefore, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sent that very message, that message is going direct to the table of DOS, and Simon should cooperate with them. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and if Simon have never, another thing I wanted to redirect here, Simon have never said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asked him to take over leadership of IPOP or take over Radio Biafra. So many people are broadcasting in the platform of Radio Biafra.
Even when Simon,
Simon
talked about the appointment to work in radio, but a lot of people exaggerated it. They started calling him the deputy radio director. You see how people misinterpret. Now trying to make Simon. Now they are now trying to make Simon look like also misinterpret Simon on part of the story, because I saw the statement he put out in his Facebook. He never said he made the deputy director of Radio Biafra. It was people, bloggers, some of the commentators took up the story, change it, and make Simon Ekpa now start looking as if he's trying to drag for position in IPOB. Let us take this caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Please, thank you for your patience, please. Yes, go ahead and make your contribution.
Hello, my name is Uchenna Ujimado, and I'm calling from Germany.
Uchenna, go ahead. Welcome to the program.
I want to ask a very vital question, okay? I think the struggle is all about the people, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm asking, so I need little response to, because I want to clarify some things, because if the struggle is about the people, okay, and majority of the people, and let me say 99.9% wants to sit at home. Okay, so who can you just explain to me, how can 2 or 3 or 4 people, fine, these are leaders, fine, but the issue is like Nigerian government, when the people says they don't want this and the leaders are still imposing things on them. So what's the difference between US and Nigerian government? So that's my question.
Okay, now let me answer. Let me answer you. Let me answer you. Mazi, let me answer him. 99.9% of people say they want to stay at home, despite the fact that the suspension had been lifted. Is that your question? Is that the question you're asking?
So I know. Are you saying the sit at home is ongoing right now, or
no? Let me answer your question first. But I want to ask you so that I'll be able to clarify your position in terms of the question you asked. You said that 99.9% of the people want to sit at home.
Yeah.
Despite the suspension by the Directorate of State.
Yes.
And that the Directorate of State is imposing themselves on the 99.9%. Is that the question? Is that right? Correct. Okay, correct. Now the suspension of the sit at home have been made open for people. And the Directorate of State have not sent any force or sent any agency or whatever means to start forcing people out of their houses. So when you talk about imposition means a situation where you now have to start forcing people out of their houses to the street. So you comparing just allow me to respond to your question, because I'm coming to that point. Just give me your ear, please. Then you can come back. When you were talking, I didn't interrupt you. Now, when you compare Nigerian government to the Directorate of State, it is a total misconception. Because in this case, what was given is order for the suspension of the sit at home. It is not left for the 99.9% to continue to sit at home, because at the end of the day, Directorate of State is not coming to their houses to drag them out. But one thing you should understand is that if you choose to sit at home, it is not in the order of the indigenous people of Biafra. And I think that I've answered your question.
No, okay, sir, hold on, sir. Hello?
Go ahead.
If Director of State gives orders and people disobey, is online. We are all nailed. We are all exposed. Okay. So what is the position now is that obey the command. Obey. It's everywhere. Obey every command. Obey the whatever. It's everywhere. It's like everybody who thinks he wants to stay at home is disobeying order from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's justice. So you twisting the whole thing as if people are there. People who, if you want to stay at home, you stay at home. But it's not none of the business of the DOS. They've given the order, but if you choose to, so it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So if you're giving me the instance or giving me the impression that they have given their orders, but you can choose to stay at home. So who is obeying who? And secondly, my question is do you think DSS Nigerian government would stay and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would give his lawyer orders to tell people to sit at home? You think this order is coming from Nnamdi? Let's be realistic.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you?
No, hold on, sir. I'm coming, sir.
Go ahead. I'll give you all the time.
You've been following Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for a long time. You know the kind of person he is. Do you think I watched your program last week and you asked the same question and I said yes. Do you think Mazen Nnamdi Kanu would ever, in his own state of mind, give an order which is working? And second, do you think the DSS will be there and now Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be giving orders from the detention to his lawyer to dish out to DOS to carry out orders like that? See, sir. These things and the attack on Simon Egba is uncalled for. This man has been
now. Can we take it one after?
This man has been working without any being a member and the impression of you guys giving us that you must be a IPOB member to support their.
Can we take it one after the other? Can we take it?
It doesn't make sense to me.
Can we take it?
To me at all. Why would you tell me that I must be an IPOB members to support Biafra, to support Mazen Nnamdi, to support anybody who supports the struggle? It doesn't make sense.
Can we take
the
it?
attack on him, DOS and everybody supporting IPOB
You are asking. You came to ask question, and from your question, you are making a case. You have left.
Simon Ekpa is killing this struggle.
You have left your question.
You guys to face the work.
You have left.
I watch the program as long as it has to do with IPOB. Let's work together. So
You have left.
For me, it's uncalled for.
Listen, you have left the question and go into making a case. You know, normally I don't cut people off. You deserve to be cut off from this communication, but I will give you the opportunity because I love clarification.
I've made my point. You can cut me off. I've made my point.
Okay. If you permit me to cut you off, I'll gladly do that. Thank you very much. Yes, Mazi Solomon is a little out. I hope that he comes back. Now, I want to address this our brother from Germany, who from asking questions, he has started making a case. You know, so I would have loved us to I would have loved him to stay back so that we can take it, you know, one after the other. But unfortunately, he sounds so unreasonable, and he doesn't even want to. But it's important that, you know, he choose that I cut him off so that he doesn't say, oh, when you call into their program, they cut you off, because it's not in my style to cut people off, because I believe that no matter how difficult issues are, it can be resolved if we allow each other to communicate and interact. Mazi Solomon, we have this caller, we have another caller, but before I will be caller, can you please hold on before I come back to you? Let us hold on, caller. Yeah, hold on. Let's Mazi Solomon, this caller said that 99.9% of Biafrans want to sit at home, and that the DOS is imposing themselves on the people of Biafra. Mazi, do you think there is any kind of imposition on the Biafran people not to sit at home if they choose to?
Anyway, he's the one who chooses that terms in who chooses the word he used. Yeah, who choose the word he used in his statement. So the thing that Biafra need to understand, that even DOS want to sit at home. That is what they are not getting. That this sit at home that is hungering everybody is also hungering DOS. Me also, and everybody. We want to even to something that is even more serious than sit at home to happen. We all want it. So let nobody be taking part and thinking that there is people who want to sit at home and there is people who doesn't want to sit at home. What we are talking about here is the brick, the soul of this movement is command and control. That is the structure. and we cannot compromise it. It doesn't matter how angry we are. It doesn't matter how ready we are to do a particular thing. Once a command comes from the appropriate quarter, we act on the command. That is the way it works. That is the same structure that give arms in the hand of some people today. ESM, the arm in their hand, is based on command and control, or else one person can come and start using that arm to be killing everybody. We must understand that the soul of this very project that IPOP, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is in command of, that the soul of it is command and control. So it doesn't matter. Me, I wanted to sit at home. Let it not be like there is some people who wanted it. I want it more than you. I even wanted a higher measure. So they must understand it from that very point. Nobody is imposing anything on anybody here. If people willingly want to sit at home after the order that has been issued, by the way, what I'm doing or contributing now at my side, it is almost 28 minutes past 1 a.m. and I'm still awake. Nobody is forcing me. I can stay here up to 3. Nobody is forcing me. I am doing that sacrifice on my own. Anybody who felt right now after the suspension of sit at home has been given, the order of suspension of sit at home has given, and you felt that what you needed to do now for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released is to sit at home. Nobody is stopping you. But you must know that this is not.
It is a personal sacrifice. Yes, it is a personal sacrifice. Let us take this caller, Mazi, because I think we've talked much on this issue. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Oh, Mazi. Yes, we had a situation. Go ahead.
Yeah. I appreciate your contribution and your host. Personally, I want to kind of be personal, just like those who are commenting, they are being personal with the way they feel. My own part I'm going to come from is that I personally feel disappointed by Simon Ekpa. If you ask me how, I will explain. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu recognized Simon for what he was doing. I want the public who are listening to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be disappointed in Simon, to know that the instruction he gave, what is hindering him from speaking from Radio Biafra, was for simply going to DOS and do what the DOS asked of him. He will be disappointed in Simon to know that Simon refuses to do what DOS asked of him to do, to enable him present from Radio Biafra. So that is one. Simon having kind of recognition from our leader gave him that advantage to even have that opportunity in the first place. And for him to give Simon that recognition is because he expected that any other additions that DOS would have him to do is very easy for him as a mature person, which he expected of. Be able to go there and do the needful. But no, that is one way Nnamdi Kanu will be disappointed in Simon's action. Secondly, those actions, those rules that are there, it is not possible to just whisk them away simply because this person is Simon. They has to be followed. Every human being have principle, have procedure of doing things. If you go out of this, things will go wrong. Maybe there are people who wanted to come in that direction. They will now begin to feel, you see now, but when we went there to do this, it was not accepted. Why now? Why this person? That is when you begin to break your rules, you will start to ask different kind of questions. That is in one way. Secondly, another way where, because I was watching the broadcast of Simon one day, and he went ahead to say that he has gotten that approval to be broadcasting from Radio Biafra. And I went to check. I did not get this information from DOS. Do you know what that means? The people who are supposed to be the one to call you and give you that information the way it was, were not the one who did it. Even when they came back to do it, it looked as if it's nothing. Do you know what that means?
I want to, my brother, can I ask you?
Went ahead to make
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you a member of DOS?
Okay.
Are you a member of DOS? No. You are not a member of DOS.
No way.
Go ahead with your contribution.
Well, what I'm feeling it. If I were to be a member, I will feel somehow to hear those kind of things on air. Because by the time I come to even make any announcement, it will not have any waters. And confirm. It's only from your mouth I can hear this. These are strong words that mean something. It's very bad. I also listen, and when I listen to what I'm reasoning, the way I feel is not good. So these things need to be corrected. I will be very happy, and so I just watch his part now where he's doing praise and worship. If I hate him, I won't be doing that. But I need him to do the needful. That sense of maturity that Nnamdi Kanu see in him, he should display it now. He should display it now and do the needful what the people want from him. It is nothing. It's nothing to him. It's nothing. He should know that.
Caller, thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Mazi Solomon, we've heard what our brother have to say. And you just have few people who can read it this way.
Yeah, Mazi, you see that before we come to this very line, I told you what has already been released on the net, that we shouldn't mind what people are saying on the comment at this very moment of time. So we just have to put focus and keep records straight. What the national coordinator of Finland have just issued a memo is just to keep his record straight. To keep record straight. That is the job he was appointed to do. This is what was handed over to him. That before anybody declare himself a member of, and it's not just ordinarily. Now, we don't want to go beyond this, but we don't want people are finding it difficult to understand where we are driving to. Nobody is against. I am so much impressed with Simon's programs and everything. And DOS are also. But the job you are appointed to do, won't you receive more Christians if you are not doing the job? You will be more Christians. Cannot find anybody. Serious if you are not doing the job that you are asked to do.
Hello?
Yeah, can you go ahead, please, and make your contribution?
I just listened to that caller talking about Simon, that Nnamdi Kanu is going to be disappointed. Now, please, you know, if you log in Facebook, there are rules and regulations, like what you other platform. Can you please tell us to put out those rules and regulations? Let us know where to attack Nnamdi Kanu, so we can put everything straight. If it's something for us to emotionally to look into it or whatever, or love or whatever, then we put it straight. Let US show us publicly the rules and regulations and let us know why
Solomon, hold on. Allow him
not
to
respecting
finish.
it. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So please, can you do that for us?
That we should put out the rules and regulation.
Exactly. Let us know how difficult it is for Mazen Simon to disobey the order from
Are you a member of IPOB?
I am a member of IPOB put into ESN and monthly payment.
Okay, do you have the code of? Do you have the copy of the code of conduct with you?
I don't have it.
That is why you are saying they should put it out. So you have to meet your coordinator to provide you with the copy of the code of conduct. Yes, go ahead.
I am talking based on those who are calling you. Somebody called you right now. You asked him if he's a member of the DOS. He said no. So now you don't know if it's Sabotua is calling you.
That is why I asked. And I said, if you are a member of IPOB, you should have access to the copy of the code of conduct. You said you are a member of IPOB. You said you are a member of.
Yeah, I'm not talking for me. I'm talking for the public because.
Yeah, that is what the code of conduct is for IPOB members. And if you are in IPOB, it should be with you. The code of conduct
should be with you.
Yeah, so if you are a member of IPOB, I will recommend that you meet your coordinator to provide you with the code of conduct, because that is the document you are asking for right now. It's not for public consumption. It is for the main.
No. Okay, are you telling me now that you have the code conduct of the Radio Biafra? Because not everybody have the access to
the code of conduct.
You have it as a member.
Yeah, the code of conduct of IPOB, it contains everything you need to know about being a member of IPOB and holding positions in IPOB. So I think that resolves this argument. And if you are a member of IPOB, I will recommend that you go get the code of conduct and go through it, and that will guide you to whatever opinion or decision or criticism you want to put across. Thank you for your contribution. Mazi, we don't have time for continuous argument. When you make reference to people, they should be able to understand. I'm not here to make long explanation over and over again. If you're a member of IPOB, you should have access to the code of conduct. The document is there. If you don't have it, go and meet your local coordinator. For you to hold position, you should be able to also have access to that code of conduct, which guides you to the condition that permits you to hold certain positions in IPOB. And I think that answers the question. Mazi Solomon, we have to start rounding it up.
This is very, very nice. It's good to get people's opinion on things and make them to make their own argument. I think the only person who knows better to what we are discussing here is should be Simon Eba, who has gone through that very process, and he should know what
we have another caller. Calls continue to come in. Thousands of calls are coming. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Yeah, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Okay, I'm calling from Benin.
You're calling from Benin Republic. You have just 2 minutes to make your contribution, please.
My contribution about the matter is, I don't think that the issue of Simon Ekpa should be what will be disturbing people, because there's a code of conduct, and this code of conduct is that anybody that has to broadcast or do anything in IPOB should sign the code of conduct. And since you have decided not to sign the code of conduct, I don't think that people should keep on complaining. There's a way of doing things, and he has decided not to follow the state. So let him continue on his own. I follow his broadcast also. He's doing well. If you don't want to broadcast, if you don't want to sign the code of conduct, let him remain on his own. People should keep on listening to him and decide that he's contributing his own. But we cannot say that you should come and start broadcasting since you don't want to sign the code of conduct.
By the way, one thing our people must understand is that Simon is not under any obligation to sign or accept, or he's not under any obligation to work in Radio Biafra. Simon is not in any way under obligation. He has the right to turn down the appointment. He has the right to make choices that will be in his favor as confident for him. So people should not make big deal out of this issue. Caller, I want to say thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Mazi Solomon, I think we have to start rounding it up now.
Yeah. Before we round up, there is things, because what you are hearing people commenting here and calling to say is a concern to them, and the people who has concern.
Mazi, we still have another.
Wait, Mazi.
Yeah,
people
go
who
ahead.
has concern, even more opportunity bigger than, we cannot say that we have given enough to people who has concern and they are calling in, and so many of them, based on what they asked, might not have been cleared. But we will continue this very way until we clear every doubt. But the truth of the matter I wanted to point out before we round up here is not about Simon. It's not about DOS, but people are bringing it as to this is about Simon, this is about DOS. No, it is about standard. It is about standard. It's about procedure. It's about conduct. Things that agree that this is the way we should be doing it. And all these officers are hired to protect that very particular thing, that very particular document. That this is the way everybody should board into this very position or into this very thing. And the memo that was written about the membership in Finland was to keep the record straight. Simon knows what to do. And we are here encouraging, and instead of people encouraging him, that this platform that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu recommend him to have a skill of doing a contribution, encourage him to take over that responsibility by going through the right way, because he's going to become a leader tomorrow. Then if you become a leader, then you will be telling people that you break this code of conduct, you break this rule, and you become a leader, and they issuing order. Then how do you want the people who you issue order to respond? Why you are the one breaking rules? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said you should broadcast in Radio Biafra, that information supposed to go to DOS. So even if anybody have telling it to say it direct to Simon Eba would have taken that information to DOS. That this is what man before him. It is
possibly get in touch with the head of the media
before he will ever even mention it. But I know that Simon did not mention it because he wanted to disobey anyone or to anger anyone. Simon is a motivator, and I understand him. But that somebody did it because he is a motivator. He wants to motivate you. Then he said it. Then that do not also make him to follow the right discussion, to follow the right channel, and to agree to terms. And somebody that is looking for the one of it that is public to everyone who knows is that when you are broadcasting in Radio Biafra, in that code of conduct, you should not be running an independent website. So that condition, can't you think it might be heavy for Simon Eba? He might take him time to decide along that side, because this is not compulsory thing. This is something he could also take his time and say, it's difficult, let me continue the way I'm doing. But interference should not be happening. The way they are calling him to register with Finland is just to make sure that he's being carried along. Whatever information that is being dished, he get involved. Do you know that when the suspension comes, somebody asked Simon Eba in his program, when the program is going on, and I was live in that very program. He said the suspension, Simon said he didn't watch it. He didn't hear it.
That he's not aware.
That he's not aware.
And looking at being in such a huge position, he's not even getting direct information.
Where people are expecting that some of the things
he can answer some of their questions.
Yeah, so that is already things that has been reasoned with the leadership. And he said he didn't know.
So it means that Simon might not even be able to answer some of the questions in IPOB, where people might, because a lot of people are expecting that he has all the answers to questions in IPOB, and when they come up with such questions, he won't be able to answer because he's not even within the fold.
It is not so, and most of the and in his position, most of his presentations is like authoritative, in the sense that so many people are listening that this is the final things they have decided by the leadership, while the leadership are not being carried along, and Simon are not being carried along by the leadership, and that is what we are fighting to make sure that this barrier is being removed. Honestly, if I can drive to Finland today, I will just say, Salama, enter car, let's finish this thing once and for all. Do you understand? Because he has the skill, he has the vocal, he has the energy. But this lapse in communication cannot help us further. Cannot help us further. We need to bridge it. We need to make sure that in the skill that Simon Ekpa has, that he's being carried along. And the DDoS cannot jump from their side to the side of and break protocols.
And Mazi, the funniest part is that people would even think that Simon and the IPOB media have this relationship where they can actually even also exchange information and share information, which is supposed to be under normal condition, because Simon, having such a huge platform, is also supposed to be in the fold of IPOB media. Maz, what do you think about where he can get certain first-hand information as regard to internal activities?
Yes, because he has already, in the eyes of people, he has already assumed that position where they are depending on him solidly for a solid information from, and with this, and you are not in tune with this, there is clash of interest, my people. So we don't wonder. It's not that anybody is envious of what Simon Ekpa is doing. I love him. Go to my file. I watch all his programs. If I don't see it, I go to YouTube. I search for it. I want to see what he is posted with. Most time I'm walking and Simon Ekpa's program is running on my ear, just the way I listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu broadcast and Radio Biafra. And so many of us are addicted to those things, but we want that. We want that gap of gap in the information in communications to be removed. No barrier. Even if Simon Ekpa decided that there is some conditions that is in the code of conduct for the media that is not suitable to him, he's not obligated to that. People will still be listening to the information, but we must make sure that everything that has given room to anybody writing memo, anybody saying anything, we want to make sure that Simon take care of those things, which does not cost him anything. I have also volunteered myself to contribute. Not because he doesn't have money, but because he has people. And he has people like me. Thank you, Mazi Pat.
Thank you, Mazi. Let's take the last caller. Hello, caller. You are going to be the last caller because we've taken series of calls. I'm sorry, I've also missed series of calls, but I think we have to continue maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Mazi Solomon. Hello, caller. Welcome and make your contribution. I'm giving you 3 minutes because of your patience. Go ahead.
Miles, thank you. This is Vic calling from my location. Miles, what I should have asked as question, I think you have almost addressed all of them, but I would like to use this opportunity to just like put a word to DOS. I can say that we believe whatever they are giving out to us, but the thing is that since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left IPOB in their hands at the moment, and with the way things are going, this is a sensitive time. They should be calm with whom they are leading the IPOB. We are looking up to them, and sometimes when they dish out information, sometimes it is not all about what they say. We also look at their actions. We also look at their action and reaction. We follow their action and reactions. They like when our leader was heard, what we needed from them is to be convinced that Mazi is alive and well as they are telling us, but not that Mazi is telling them what they should be telling us. If they are convinced that Mazi is well and healthy, they should as well tell us in a way that even if we ask them question, they will now come back to us with like being sure of their knowing what they are doing. That is first. And secondly, like the memo dish out about Mazi. I don't know. Being an IPOB member, are they telling us now? Is DOS telling us that we shouldn't be sharing his programs, or we should be sharing his program? Because now they are like doing it. I don't know if they are timing it well. They are doing. I don't think we should be talking about Mazi Eba as of this moment. As of this moment, what we should be doing is to bring everybody together. But with this moment, they don't dish out. I don't know if I should be sharing his program anymore, or I should like I don't know. But I don't want to put that as a question, because I know that what we should be doing now is bringing everybody. As we are talking about Biafra, and even if we give him slots, if he's saying what we don't expect of him, we will tell him this is not what we expect of you. Then I think if he should continue, then it will be another case. But that time, we should just like give him that time. Since Martin has been passing this message for the first time, and which was not carried out based on circumstances, and secondly, as through that message again, for we IPOBians, the way we are seeing it, maybe it's not all questions that we should be asking, and they should be treating us like this. We are thinking about all these things too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much, Mazi Solomon. I think we have to.
Can I respond to that quickly?
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to say something quickly, then we're going to come up this very thing. This program is not all about our brother Simon Epa, but it's very, very
and
important.
DOS.
And DOS, but it's very important.
Why we raise this program is because of the suspension of the system, to discuss it, and we didn't bring Simon Epa as a topic, but we just have to respond when people come with such concerns. Give information to the little of what we know, and also address issues in our own personal opinions, because we are not here. Our opinion is not the decision of Biafrans or decision of Directorate of State. We are here to analyze, educate Biafrans as much as we can in our own knowledge. And Mazi Solomon, it is very, very important people take a note of that. Go ahead and let's run.
Okay, so to the things that I wanted to point out is this. Simon Epa is running his program successfully, but what is bringing up this issue of memo or this is that Simon has declared several times in his program he's an IPOP member and an old member of IPOP, not only an IPOP member. And these are the people who has to confirm information that are dished out. These are the people to confirm the information. So when the National of Finland went through their registry and all this, I said this process was not followed. He declared it, but we didn't have the information with us. It didn't happen. So it's just a matter of keeping the record straight. Simon knows what to do. Regarding broadcasting in Radio Biafra, Simon Epa has never given up for that. But he has the right to take his time. That is just true. Nobody is denying access. But he has the right to take his time. All that we are trying to do here is to encourage each party that is involved. Encourage DOS, encourage
because
Simon
we after all, we are walking in the same direction. So
direction.
Yeah, because
So
if in the middle of a journey there are some kind of lack of communication, we in the media also have the right to, because what we say here, the DOS is also following your opinions, following our opinion, following your comment. So don't think that DOS are just lying down sleeping. They also need programs like this to also give them sense of what Biafrans are thinking. And I believe that Simon too would also see the kind of love that people are showing him, and also see how he can fill up that gap and make his own contribution in the right direction and continue doing the great job he's doing. Mazi Solomon.
So Ada, somebody who call himself Ada, so since this program started till now, he keep attacking. Like nobody is attacking anybody here. Or else it might be that you don't have the ability to understand word or statement. What we are saying here is that what is happening should not have happened in the first place. So, and all these people who are in a position to address it should take over. We are encouraging both DOS and we're encouraging both Simon Epa. So why do you come here since you started? And if somebody block you now, they'll say they blocked him in the program. Why do you come here since we started till now? You keep talking as anybody. There's no name, you haven't called people here. And you keep talking as if you love Simon more than anybody. But some of you are the one who is going to come back and started destroying Simon later. So what we are saying here is that we are encouraging Simon, encouraging DOS to make sure that things are being taken care of, because Simon is willing and DOS is willing. Both are willing, but things must be followed. And Simon knows what all these things we are doing. I believe he's enjoying it at his own end, because you always come to Simon program for him to feed you, but we are doing this program to feed Simon, because osisi na ami mkpụrụ ọma o nwere onye na-enye mmiri, o nwere ebe o si amịrị mmiri. So nobody should misunderstand anybody here. Okay, so we are trying to encourage both sides to do the needful, and they are listening to the program and they are following us up, and they are sure that we haven't offended anyone, but we are encouraging the Biafra genuine ones to make sure that they comply to the suspension order of sit at home. That is the way to go now, because it comes from our leader. We need to encourage you to do so. But if you decide otherwise, there is no imposition.
And one thing that people need to understand also is that even if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come to realize or find out that despite his order for you to sit at home, or even DOS come out to realize that Biafrans have decided to sit at home against their order, they are not going to take offense with you. They are not going to give you fine. Nobody is going to kill you. But they have given the directive based on the circumstances and the situation that things are found. But if Biafrans 100% said that tomorrow Monday we are sitting at home, despite the order by our leader, despite it's not, yes, it's some act of disobedience, but if you feel it's confident for you, you can explain later. Mazi, I don't know if that goes well with you. You can disobey and still explain later why you did what you did, why you decided to sit at home. But officially, the sit at home have been suspended. And that is the message.
All of them is taking order. That is true, Mazipat. I think we have done our part this night. We might come back another time to continue. So Ada, also please wait. We are coming back. You continue your anger. Your anger. Yeah, you continue your anger. Very, very important. So we are actually here to encourage everybody to do the right thing. The right thing is to obey the order of the command and control. That is the right way to go. We cannot force anarchy. Very, very important. And if you are here to do a good job for IPOP, to do a good job for Biafra under IPOP, You are free to do things for Biafra without involving IPOB. On your own, we will be following you. You will be following you, but you shouldn't be talking to people as if you have assumed an authority in IPOB. So you should do your things, invite people. I will be there. I will listen to you. I will take point from what you are saying. But the most importantly, that if you wanted to do it under this IPOB, you must follow every rule that is being laid down by Mazi Nandeka. This is how we have been able to protect this body to this very point. It doesn't matter what you feel. It doesn't matter what you want to say. It doesn't matter any the number of your family that are in IPOB. You must not break rule. DOS and principal officers are hired to guide the rule and the conduct that control this very movement.
None of them will allow. You must put your trust on them. You have to
must put your trust on them. And they must not allow you to break those rules. So things must be followed in order. That is how we are able to get to where we are today. And that is how we have been able to fight those people who wanted to bring this movement down, and we have remained formidable. So don't be angry at anybody who is trying to enforce already laid down principle. Don't be angry. Just see them as people who are doing their job, who are serious with their job. So encourage whosoever that you want to encourage to cooperate, because we love everybody. We love all Biafrans, and that is just truth. I don't even care about what you are saying. You are saying to me, or an insult you are doing to me. I take this in a very good faith, and they can't stop me coming, and they can't stop me talking. But if you are the one that I need to encourage, I will speak courage into your life. I will try to encourage you. I'll try to persuade you to do the right thing. And that is just the right way to go. Thank you so much for some of you who has been patient with this very program up this very point. Your anger has been registered. Your concern has been registered. And whatever things that you feel that is good, Mazi Nandeka say, whatever you know you can do for Biafra to come, go ahead and do it. But don't confuse leadership, okay? We must not support your personal decision. Leadership must not support your personal decision. They are there to make a decision that will be collective, not individual based. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mazi Solomon. Thank you. Wonderful talking to you. It's already almost morning. Do you know what time is it in Australia? I think it should be 3:42 a.m. or thereabout. If I'm not, Mazi, can you please tell us what time is it in Australia right now, so that people can understand the sacrifice you're making? What time is it there?
This is just 4 minutes past 2 a.m.
So by 4 minutes past 2 a.m., Mazi Solomon is still awake talking to Biafra. 2 a.m. in the morning. He's supposed to be sleeping. He's supposed to, because he will be going to work the next morning, I guess, Mazi.
That is it. Okay.
And you have just 4 hours to sleep and wake up and go to work. So, Mazi, we want to say thank you. For those who are not appreciating, now you can see the sacrifice our brother Mazi Solomon is making, staying awake all night, trying to resolve issues, trying to answer your questions, trying to address important issues. And we must learn to appreciate one another, no matter how little, the contributions are. And that is why we'll continue to tell everybody to, listen to leadership. Even if you have a point to make, if leadership say, keep it for now, obedience is better than sacrifice. You might be right. After all, you might be right. But listening is also a gift. It's also a key to success, because you can be right, but at the end of the day, you are wrong in your approach. And that automatically takes away even your right to be right, or denies you the possibility or the opportunity to be listened to. So when the leadership says, listen to us, listen to the leadership. When you bring up a complaint, the leadership might not act immediately according to how you expect them to act, but continue to remind them of those complaints. And at some point, they have to give you, you're not taking laws into your hand. It is very, very important, because without discipline, we are going nowhere. So it is very, very important, especially at this point, when our leader is not with us, We must show leadership. We must show discipline. We cannot just only show our discipline when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is around, and when he's not around, everybody start behaving, anyhow, the way they want. That is not, behind his back is like when you are before your boss in the office, you try to put all your effort. But when he's not there, you just, start doing the job as if, carelessly. That is not discipline, and that is not loyalty. Loyalty is when you can also do what you are supposed to do before your boss and behind him. That is loyalty and discipline. So even if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not here with us, we must also show loyalty and discipline. It is very, very important. I want to say thank you. I want to say God bless you for being part of this program. And whatever contribution, you can keep dropping your comment. Keep sharing this program. Keep sharing this program. One thing we can assure you is that in this program, in my own personal program, I do not, if I block you in my program, then know that you have crossed the red line. And it's difficult I don't block people, I don't cut people off, because I believe that even in your madness, even in that, your anger, even when you speak out of point, there is also always a point to be taken home. And that is why I give people the best opportunity to make their point, make their presentation with respect. And I expect that you also respect us as well. I want to say thank you very much. And in the next coming days, we'll be looking at other issues that has to do with the zoo government, the Nigerian government, the oppression. There is one of our sister who was arrested because she's a girlfriend to an IPOB member, and she was arrested, an innocent person. And the police say we arrested her because we want to see if we can use her to track the boyfriend down. Who is, she's not a member of her because she's a girlfriend to an IPOB member. She was arrested, So these are the things we'll be looking at in the next few days. And I want to say, continue to follow us until we meet you guys again. I want to say stay tuned and God bless you. My name is IKEM Patrick DK.
Nkukundi rob kwa mehekpagbo anyị n'ohu. Mana gakon getututa gbagne turi ne nejeni. Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu pụregede me mamago. Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu pụregede me mamago. Osanya gwologwu, osanya golema, osanya jeluka nke mbochi ndocha jagwenyanwu. Osanya fele foto jesu mob nke neye. Osanye feli hakpuru akpụ n'ọba wurak, ma nye feli nkapirapi n'ọba osisi dị n'ọshụa. Anyị kpara nkete n'ụwa tero futara akpụ. Chukwu abịa ma gbakwasa enya. Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu pụregede me mamago. Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu pụregede me mamago. Osai pogwa usanashi nehena tangbasu Boni yorobeswa neheb mgbokburu Anye jeluka he neheb ndakiri kpakpa Manye sole Mohammed no bonyera hejiko reka ezunu Biafra izu amosu Chukwu abịa ma gbakwasa enya Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu pụregede me mamago Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu pụregede me mamago. Osneligwe Biafra kutere aligara. osu oche idoma chidok doi ne ochi ibagwa chidok doi kalaba ne abak ne abatete chukwa bia magbakwasa enya anyi nwere odogwu anyi nwere odogwu anyi nwere odogwu kuregede me mamag anyi nwere odogwu anyi nwere odogwu anyi nwere odogwu kuregede me mamag okwa na gwa Nigeria bu nu avronya oruru nepok bana gban Biafra ibere dubeji ya majike uwa bonye merike mbe ojuku zuru popaliripo chukwa bia magbakwasi yenya anyi nwere odogwu anyi nwere odogwu anyi nwere odogwu kuregede me mamag anyi nwere odogwu anyi nwere odogwu anyi nwere odogwu kuregede me mamag